Hello. I I've never tried to do any sort of video diary before. I mean, I've talked in front of the camera just as like videos to send to my friends or videos I've made with my friends, but the feeling of just talking to a camera is very foreign to me. So it might be a little bit awkward. I've decided to I guess I've always like done something in front of a camera. I've never just like talked. It's been like I had a script in my mind and I had like a goal. And I think it's like video diary as a concept is kind of jarring, you know? It's like, okay, I'm gonna talk now. I don't know, things like that with such a, I guess, random initiation have always been difficult for me. Where it's just like, it's kind of like all up to you to start it. I don't know. I think I was going to talk about time. Time is something that has been on my mind a lot recently. But, you know, it's no one really can. It's like really interesting, but at the same time, you can't really delve that deep into it because it's so incomprehensible to the human mind, I guess. Because what I've been thinking about is how, like, I don't know if anybody else has seen this, but there's like this guy who does a TED Talk, and in the TED Talk, he puts all of the weeks of a human life as little dots and like fills out the ones he's already lived, and it's like scary. I've been thinking about that a lot, and then like, cause you really, that's like, you have so few weeks in your life to live, and actually the thought that I had was like, I don't know, that's like how I would decorate a graduation cap, right? It would be, but it would be like a subtle reference, because I'm a little bit, I like to romanticize things like that, where it would just be a bunch of, it'd be the dots of the average human life, the dots, each one representing a week in the average human lifespan, and then I would fill out the ones that I've already lived. And like when people ask about it, I would tell them, you know, like that's how I like to do things, which makes me sound like a cornball when I say it out loud, but I'm okay with that. So I've been thinking about time a lot, and also like how much I want to do, because like, man, I am a very ambitious person. I think because I am both so interested in everything artistic, like creative, and also very, very interested in academics. Like, I want to learn about political science and law and English and math and philosophy, and yet also architecture and apparel design and like knitting and pattern making and like the fine arts, and yeah, it's a lot. And cooking, really want to learn about cooking. And it's like, I think to myself, like, man, I got so much time to do this. And then like, I don't know. And then you think about how many years you actually get to live, and you start going, maybe I am overestimating. But I don't necessarily like to think about that. And like, I think it makes these menial tasks that I do, like embroidery or scrolling is a big one. Like, they become both like much more scary and also much more meaningful in the direction of like good and bad, you know, because like I'm embroidering this as a gift, and you think about that in the way of like someone's gonna die someday, and it's sorry, my father walked in. What was I talking about? Oh fuck, I lost a beat. I'm making this as a gift, this embroidered swimsuit thing, and you know, I found the bead, which is super rare because of how small these things are, so that's cool. And you're like, wow, you know, that took hours, and that's already like such a interesting thing to think about. But then you think about the hours of someone's life and that they took time out of their life to make something, and I just that I think that makes everything so much more meaningful, you know. But then it also works in the opposite direction, like with things such as scrolling, where you're like, wow, I took 3 precious hours out of my life just watching videos that I'm not going to remember today. And that's really scary. And like, I want, like, as a career, I want to go into design, and I want to be a good designer, I guess. Like, I want to be someone creative with ideas that are outside of what is being made right now. And I feel like scrolling goes completely against that. I don't know. Like, come on. Like, you wanna be a big shot, and then you also want to be on your phone for hours. Ooh, hours of a day. It's like those two things don't coexist. So I guess I'm gonna try and like detox from all of that, which I have tried before and I have succeeded before, but doing it for a long period of time is so difficult, especially when you have a bad day. It's like, but then the bad day becomes, you know, another week of being on the gram a lot. And like, screen addiction is a very real thing. I don't know. At least I think it is. So I'm gonna try doing the stuff that I love more, you know? Like sewing. But then comes the second thing that I was planning on talking about. You know, it's only been 8 minutes, so I feel like I can talk about another thing. And I don't know about I say you, but I don't know if anybody's gonna watch this. I don't know about you, but I have such a terrible problem with perfection in things, perfection in myself, mainly anything that I create. If I don't think it's like amazing, I think it's a waste of time. And like, I can lie to myself and go like, you know what, but I did it. Like, I did it, and that's all that matters. In my heart of hearts, I don't feel that way. Like, in like, I get really mad about it, or like mad at myself over it, because why would you put that much effort into something that came out incorrectly? And then I think about all of the hours, or like all of the tiny things that I remember myself doing that could have, that if I like didn't do those things, if I didn't half-ass like just one small part of it, would have made the product so much better. Like I was trying to make this thing is pissing me off. I was trying to make a sundress out of a tablecloth and a thrifted top, and like, man, did I fuck it up. But I realized what was wrong with it after the fact. And I was like, why couldn't I have just realized that earlier? But I guess it is literally just part of the learning process, is going like, wow, you fucked that up. You're never going to make that mistake again. You know? And I will never make that mistake again. Because what I did was I basically, I sewed the skirt part of the dress like straight across onto the bodice, and it looked like you would expect it to look, which is like someone just threw it together, you know? I bought new tea today. I'm getting surprisingly comfortable at talking, like surprisingly quickly. Like, okay, I just said like too much, but I did not expect myself to open up this, like, I said like again. I did not expect myself to open up so quickly. But I think it's cool that I did. And I might cut out some of the I'm gonna release this video completely uncut, and then you guys, whoever you are watching this, are gonna have to tell me whether or not you like it the way it is, or if you would like me to cut out any of the downtime, any of the time that I'm just not saying anything. Anyways, I got new tea today. I got some like cream Earl Grey, which I am excited to try. I go through Earl Grey, one large like jar of it, in I think a month. Like, it's bad. It's bad how quickly I go through Earl Grey. And then the other tea that I got was a rolled jasmine. It was like $10 an ounce. I really like my tea, but at some point I'm going to have to cut back on my spending. I guess $10 an ounce doesn't sound that bad, but once your tea becomes more expensive than gas, you start asking questions. Maybe gas will be more expensive than tea at some point, than jasmine. That'd be bad. Okay. Sometimes I want to share all of my ideas, like everything I ever think. But then I get scared that someone's going to steal it. I feel like it's such a weird thing to get scared of. That anybody would like, that would want the ideas of a random 16-year-old on the internet. But then again, there's a lot of ideas made by, oh man, did I lose that bead? No, I didn't. There's a lot of ideas made by random 16-year-olds on the internet that have gone quite far. And I'm gonna end this video just about now. It was just me yammering because it is about to reach 15 minutes, and I know some people that can't watch videos that are longer than 15 minutes on YouTube. So bye.